There we go. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to class. We are going to start seated today, so please sit in a way that feels really nice to you. Oh, that's funny. My computer screen just went, "Ah," and I'm not going to worry about it. All right. So in today's class, we're going to do some really nice, hopefully, flow. We're going to get nice and warmed up, and then we're going to take kind of the second part of class and make it a little bit more yin, especially this time of year. Everybody's running around like crazy people. And we want to take time, whether it's in our practice or in our day, to kind of settle down some, to keep working on that balance. So start by sitting well, and make sure you're not sitting in pain. You can sit up on a blanket, on blocks, however it feels good to you. For props, I do have my usual stuff. Oh, I don't have a strap. Um, Thanks, Kristen. And but I have a bolster, so if you happen to have a bolster, that's awesome. If you don't, a couple couch throw pillows and a blanket just for the yin part of class. Whoop, whoop. Thank you. All right. So sit well. I wanted to read something. Excuse me. So close your eyes, start to find your breath. And this is a quote from Rodney Yee, who is a yoga teacher, well-known yoga teacher. And he says, flexibility does not define practice. And his quote is, a small circle is still a circle. A big circle is still a circle. The general architecture is the same. It's just a different size. Going deeper in a shape is more dramatic, but not necessarily more advanced or profound. Yoga is not about range of motion. Yoga is about freeing up the body so that the breath can be easy. In that easiness, there's less anger, there's less desperation, there's less struggle. So, as we practice today, we just want to consider where we go in our poses and for what purpose, right? Deeper is not necessarily better. If we are practicing with awareness, we know where to bring our bodies and where to back off. So keep that in mind. And then with the eyes closed, start to tap into the breath a little bit more, bringing the breath in deeper, exhaling it fully. Just tapping into your posture. Where are you this morning? Is gravity taking hold in your shoulders, rounding forward? Taking the breath in and exhaling it out. And one more. And letting it go. And then letting your eyes open. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, one hand down, the other one reaches over. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, other hand down. Good. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach. Exhale it down. And then kind of notice as you keep going, what are you doing with your arms, your shoulders, your fingers? How's it feel? Good. Couple more. Exhale. Good. Take it up. Last one on this side, in this way. Good. Take it up. Go back to the first side and hold. The arm that is extended, can you imagine that the entire arm is active, including the back? We've been going here a lot in the last few classes. What's happening with the shoulder? Is there integrity in the joint? Good. Press down through the opposite hip. Find your breath, and then just see if you can take the hand on the floor off the floor so that you are hovering and working with your core. Good. Let that come down. Reach over your knee, everyone, and then slide it across. Take the arm up and just hold it straight up. Feel the back of the arm active, the shoulder. Take the other arm up. Imagine you're holding a beach ball. Take a really deep breath here and exhale. And then go to the other side. Take that hand down. Just hang on for a little bit and notice, where am I in space, right? Can I reach down through that opposite hip? Can I feel the body working already, the shoulder engaged? And then only if you want, take that bottom hand off the floor. Breathe. Yep, core work that early. Take that hand down, reach over the knee and slide it across. Take it up, hold. Take the other arm up, turn both palms forward and bring those elbows down to your waist. Good. Inhale. Exhale down and up. Exhale, squeeze back body. And four, just one more here. Exhale, hold right here and just press the forearms back. So big external rotation. The forearms are parallel with the floor. We're reaching back through the shoulder blades, lifting up through the chest. And release. Whew, good. Roll that out, everybody. Let's straighten both legs. Shake out those legs, start to flex the feet, Dandasana pose. Remember, first half of class is going to be warming up. So we're going to get moving fairly quickly. So flex through the feet and press out through the big toe mounds. Take the hands beside you. Open up the shoulders again. Find your breath. And when you're ready, take the arms up. Hold. Right. So here we are. How's your posture? Can we reach through the chest and still tone in through the lower body? Good. Exhale. Take those hands down. Press fingertips or palms into the floor. Lift one leg. Ooh, that is optional, by the way. If you start to really cramp up, put it back down. Take the arms up. Hold on to the beach ball. Everything is working. Core, leg, arms. Lower the legs, sit up super tall. Exhale, take it down. Roll it out, press your hands to the floor. Lift your other leg, tone in through the belly. Optionally, take the arms up. Press down through the leg that's on the floor. Find your breath. Breathe, sit up tall and lower down, sit up even taller. Exhale, let that go. Shake out those legs, everybody. Good. One more. Take it up. Arms up, lift up, take one foot up, hold on, hang on, you got this. Push down through the opposite leg. See if you can bring that knee to your chest and then press it out. Do that two more times, squeeze it in and out. Last one, squeeze and out, lift up tall, lower that down, press the hands back down, open up chest. Good. Last one, last side. Take those arms up. Lift the leg. Hold it right here. Try not to clench your jaw and bring that knee in for one. Push it out. And two. Yep. Last one. And hold. Lower the legs, sit up tall. Exhale. Let that go. Shake out those little legs. And then lean back. Bend your right knee. I've got a mirror here. And come into a seated figure four. Your knee might not go up this high. Your foot might not be above the knee. It might be below the knee because your knee doesn't bend like that. Feel free to lean back, but then lift up. Pull the shoulders back and breathe and just rock a little side to side. Find your breath. Good. One, you're here. Let the knee come back to center. You're feeling a nice stretch along that hip. Maybe you come in a little bit deeper. Maybe you wrap those arms around. Ooh. There you go. Maybe you grab a hold of that leg and straighten the bottom leg. Now your hands can go there. They can also come underneath, like you're carrying a bunch of wood. Good. Breathe, release, straighten it out. Dandasana, lift up through the chest and release. Other side, bending the knee and then coming to your level. Remember, it can be super low. Just watch the back of that knee. Breathe, sit up tall. Hands come behind you, lift the chest, and just rock a little. Say good morning to your hips. And take it back to center. Sit up really tall. One, you're here supporting your pose. Two, you can wrap those arms around. Maybe that foot comes in a little bit closer. All depends on your hips. It depends on how you're built. One, you're here, or two, you're going to keep that leg and straighten the other one. Kind of a funky little hip opener and Dandasana all mixed in. Breathe and release. Whew, shake it out. And let's come to table pose, everybody. So if you're in table pose and it's difficult to get on both knees, just adjust your pose, right? Maybe you're on one knee and the other foot is forward. Maybe you're on elbows because your wrists are chatty, or maybe your knees are slightly separated, just so that the knees have some movement, some room. Good. Come into a nice neutral spine. Take the right foot back, tone in through the belly, and then lift the leg. Finding your breath once again, leveling everything out. Take that knee to the same side elbow. Squeeze it in and press it out. Good. Squeeze in and out. Make sure you exhale as you squeeze in and out. Two more. Last one. Take it to the opposite elbow if you can. Squeeze it in. And two. And three. You got this. Two more. And four. It's okay if it doesn't go in far. And five. Hold still. Level out those hips. Feel yourself balanced and take the left arm out. Right leg, left arm. Whew. Breathe. Release the hand. Release the knee. If it's okay for your knees, just squeeze back a little bit, stretch out through the upper body, and come right back up. Left leg presses back, the hips level, the leg lifts. Find your breath. Know that you can always stay right here. Otherwise, 5 times, knee to same side elbow. Think about the core. Exhale as you bring it in. And 3, go slow, no momentum. 4 and 5. And then opposite elbow, slide it across. Still just kind of warming up hips and core. 3 and 4 and 5. Hold that leg out. Maybe you're right here, or take the right arm out. Left leg, right arm. Breathe. What's happening with that standing hand, everyone? And lower that down. Lower down your knees. Either puppy stretch here or child's pose, the arms extended. Nice deep breath. And then press yourself back up. Step forward with your right leg. If you've got your blocks nearby, go ahead and grab those blocks and let the hands rest on your blocks. You can take them up nice and high, lifting up through the torso, engaging that back glute muscle. Roll the shoulders back and try not to depend on the blocks. Like, you should be able to lift those hands at any point. Stretching through this quad here, finding your breath. On the exhale, I want you to straighten the front leg, lift your toes, right? So you're just on the heel. And then bend the knee, come on forward, lift the chest. Two more like that. Stretching it out and release, lift. Good, last one. And bend the knee. Take your hands to your knee, lift the chest, take the arms up. Find your breath, squeeze that beach ball between the arms, everybody. Notice, turn the palms forward, squeeze the elbows down like you're going through water, and take it up. Good, squeeze it down, just three, and up. Last one, squeeze, and lift. Hands come back to your blocks, keeping it simple to start. Step back with the right leg. Step forward with the left. Take your time here. Make sure you've got your alignment, right? Front knee, front ankle. Your hands are on your blocks, but you're not relying on them. You're using your core. Allow that stretch to happen. And then very slowly on your exhale, front leg straightens, the toes lift, and then bend and lift the chest. Good. Exhale and inhale. Last one. Exhale. And inhale, bend that knee, take your hands to your knee, lift your chest, find yourself nice and level. Take the arms up. Notice. Breathe. Take those hands forward. Imagine you're grabbing a hold of some ropes right in front of you. Pull the elbows right to your sides and reach forward. Good. Just two more. Exhale. And lift the arms all the way up. Exhale those hands to your blocks, but then move those blocks out of the way. Step back through the left leg. You're back on in table pose. Flip your toes under, downward facing dog. Start to pedal out the feet. We're stretching it all out. Find your breath. Hold that down dog. Feel the pubic bone draw up toward the belly button. Feel the arms very active so that you're not just dropping through the shoulder joints. Notice. And then take your feet nice and wide on your mat. Walk your hands back. If your blanket is there and you don't need it, go ahead and take the blanket off your mat. Bend the knees, hands come to your knees, lift your head, neck, chest, and come up the rest of the way. Ooh, good job, everybody. Shake all that out. Come on up to the front of your mat. So as we do some flow here, depending on you, you take your time. Don't think about keeping up. Just notice where you're at and have good form. Okay, Kabish? Here we go. Shoulders back. Inhale or lift up. Exhale, forward fold. You can take your hands to your blocks. Find your breath, nice forward fold here, lifting up through the sit bones, lengthening through the torso. Bend the knees, step back, right leg. Now this lunge can either be low, knee down, or high, knee up. Find your breath. Imagine you're squeezing a block between those inner thighs, inner upper thighs. Take your hands to your knee, lift your chest. Find your pose. If you were with me on Friday's class, see if you can straighten that back foot. So you have a nice straight lunge. Inhale, take the arms up. Find your breath, everybody. Squeeze through the core. Nice solid lunge. Maybe you drop in a little bit more, but we remember what we said right at the beginning. Deeper is not better for everybody. Exhale, hands come down to your blocks. Just push them aside and step back, downward facing dog. Remember this flow, right? Do what you can. Come to plank pose. Breathe. Hold that plank, everybody. Press your body away from the floor. Squeeze in through your belly. Find your breath. And then down dog again. Breathe. You got this. Look through your hand, step forward, right leg. Take your time, find your alignment. You can always take that knee to the floor. Take your hands to your knee, lift up through your chest. Squeeze the back leg, back glute, and take the arms up. Big deep breath. Notice, right? How are you feeling? Do you want to go just a little deeper? What does that mean in your body? Does it make sense for your body? What's the front foot doing? Exhale slowly all the way down. Push off your back foot, step forward. Bend both of your knees. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Pause here. Let all that blood flow go back where it belongs. Breathe. All right, take it up. Inhale. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, halfway up. Press into your shins to lift your chest. And exhale down again. Grab your block, step back, left leg. Hold your lunge. Remember, knee up or knee down. We're building on that first round. Take your hands to your knee. Lift your chest. Nice straight back foot. Inhale, reach up. That's it. Just find your breath, everybody. Exhale, hands to your blocks. Your left hand stays where it is. The right arm goes up, coming into a twist. Back leg is active. Exhale, hand down to the floor. Straighten the front leg. Your blocks can be medium. They can be up high, wherever they're most supportive. Lengthen through the chest. Lengthen through the torso. If you find your upper back is rounding, I would take those blocks up nice and high. Bend your front knee. One, you're going to step forward, just come on back to mountain pose, or we're going through that flow again. Move your blocks out of the way, step back downward facing dog. Breathe. To plank, to knees down. Hold right here, half plank. Breathe. Lift the knees to plank, to downward facing dog. And left foot steps forward. Take your time. Your blocks can come back. Open up the shoulders. Take your time. Take your hands to your knee. Lift your chest. Lift up through the arms. Breathe. Notice what's going on with the front foot. What's going on with the back foot? Can you uncurl your toes? And breathe. Exhale, hands come down to your blocks. The right hand stays where it is. The left arm goes up. And breathe. Press through the back leg, everybody. Make it strong. Exhale all the way down. Woo! Move those blocks out of the way. Plant those hands. Step back down dog again. Oh, I forgot something. We'll come back to it. Plank pose. Knees down. Maybe chaturanga. Come on down. Maybe release to a little cobra or sphinx. Good. Press back into your knees for half plank. Lift the knees for full plank. Go back to down dog. Find your breath. Step forward, left leg. Going to be the wrong side, so just step forward, right leg. We're just going to forget all about that one thing. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Shake it out, everybody. Yep, just shake out the legs. Shake out everything. We've got one more round here, right? So this kind of flow to get that body nice and warm, nice and heated up. Yes, feel free to open windows. Everyone but the one right behind Brittany. And more fan. I guess I got these girls all heated up in here. All right, you're back at the front of your mat. We got one more full round. Shoulders back, mountain pose, legs active. Just find your breath. Trust your body, right? To do what you're willing to do to back off the rest of it. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. They can come to your blocks, they can come to the floor, whatever feels good to you. Good. Come halfway up, hands to shins, lift up through the torso, draw the shoulders away from your ears. And then exhale, lower. Bend both knees, listen up. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart, chair pose. Woo. Sitting back, lengthening through the tailbone, taking the arms out optionally. Imagine you're holding on to a really big beach ball, right? Back of the body is active. And then exhale, hands down, step back, right leg. You can bring those blocks in. Take your time, get to your spot. Hands come to your knee, lift up. Breathe. Inhale, take the arms up. What's going on with the back foot? Is it straight? Does it feel straight? Woo! Right? Can you play there with the back glute active, the back thigh reaching up toward the ceiling? Exhale, hands come down. Your right hand stays where it is. The left arm reaches up, coming into a twist. Press through the back leg a little bit more. Breathe. Exhale all the way down, straight in the front leg. Lengthen through the torso. Find your breath. Bend the front leg. Set your blocks aside. Step back down dog. Feel free to stay right here. Plank pose. Excuse me. Breathe. Press away from the floor. Knees are optional. Lower the knees or keep them high. Chaturanga. Release to a little baby cobra. I think the peanut butter is saying hello this morning. Breathe. Whew. Press into your knees halfway. Press off the knees all the way. Find your breath. Push that floor away. Downward facing dog. Ooh, yeah. Right foot forward. Left foot forward. Bend the knees. Take it all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Release those hands. We got one more side. Your choice. You can hang out here, mountain pose. Enjoy the scenery, or you can come in for the second side. Here we go. Take it up. Exhale all the way down. Hands to shins, halfway up. Exhale down. Bend the knees. Take those arms all the way back up. Exhale, hands to heart, chair pose. Ooh. Shake out your head. Release all that tension, arms out, optional. Press the heels away from each other. Breathe. Good. Exhale. Take those hands down. Step back, left leg. Feel free to bring those blocks into play. Draw the shoulders away from you. You can stay right here. You can take those hands to your knee, lift up. When and if you're ready, the arms go up. We find our breath. That's it. Exhale, hands slowly come down. The left hand stays where it is. The right arm goes up. Big deep breath. Exhale that hand down, straighten the front leg. Breathe. Hold here for a moment. Nice long torso, everybody. Relaxed jaw, finding your breath. And then bend the front knee. You can come step forward and allow that to be your mountain pose, or plant the hands, last round through flow. Plank pose. Knees up or down, chaturanga, go slow. Release to a cobra or sphinx. Exhale, push into your knees, half plank. This is a very valid core pose, half plank. Feel the work in the arms, everybody. Lift the knees, hold even more. Breathe. Use the power of your breath. Downward facing dog. Find your breath. Step forward, left leg. Push off, step forward, right. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Allow those hands to let go. Grab one block and take that block between the thighs. Walk the feet in, press the knees in, allow those legs to reset. And just feel this, right? This mountain pose, where is it in your body? Take the shoulders up to your ears, roll them back, and just shake those hands out, right? A lot of work on those hands and wrists this morning. And then let the hands rest beside you. Feel the back of the head move back in space without lifting the chin. That's it. If your eyes closed, open the eyes, take both arms up, squeeze your block, everybody. Take the right hand down and stretch off to the side. Press the block and press the thigh into the hand into the thigh. Inhale, both arms up, hold that beach ball. Exhale, the other side. Find your breath. Inhale, both. Exhale, hands to heart. Roll the shoulders back. Sit down in a chair. Breathe. Both arms out. Arms are always optional. Arms are the icing on the cake or the sprinkles on the icing on the cake. They are part of the pose, but not 100%, right? Necessary. Make sure your pose is good. Breathe. Take your hands to your heart. Maybe you go lower, maybe not. Trust your bodies. And stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Shake that out, let go. Take the block out. Whew. Little bit of balance work here. We're still in that yang, right? Energy, heat, movement part of class. So again, be mindful. Good. Take your feet about hips width apart. We're going to start really easy. So she says, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, elbows down, knees bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Now, just kind of notice where you are. Notice your feet in particular. Breathe, press up. Two more. And up. Last one. And up. Good. Hold that. So what we're going to do this next round, one, we're doing 5 more, just like you, or actually 10 more, just like you did, or we're going to take those hands down. Exhale. When the arms go up, one knee goes up. Breathe, and then plant and down. Same side. Breathe. And down. Take your time, get your footing, get your balance. Two more this side. Oof. Last one. Here we go. Yep. And just drop the foot. Release those arms. Shake it out. Find your breath. Second side, 5 times. I would rather see you do 2, but get a solid standing leg in that foot lift than 5 and not ever feel the pose and the standing leg. All right, here we go. Inhale, exhale, elbows down. Shift to your other leg, lift. Exhale, slow. Plant your foot on purpose. And down. Push. And down. 3 or 2 left. Take your time. Last one. And up. Hold. See if you can find that. Press into your standing leg. And just release. Shake it out. Well done, everybody. Come on back to the front of your mat. Take your blocks up nice and high. Left foot stays forward, right foot steps back, kind of a 2/3 of the way. The heel drops in, the hips level out, front leg straight. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take your hands to your blocks. Now, when you do that, right, that left hip kind of wraps back so that it feels pretty straight on. Your back foot, it's almost like you're going to take the big toe mound and rub out a little spot on your mat and then drop the heel and then move that foot to the pinky side. So that back foot super grounded. Big deep breath. The spine gets really long here. Press into the big toe mound of your front foot. Lengthen your spine. Walk the blocks forward a little bit, only if that makes sense for you. Pyramid pose. And then bend your front knee. Come onto the ball mound of your back foot. 1, this is it. This is where you stay. 2, walk those blocks forward. Push slowly off your standing leg and lift your back leg. Nice deep breath. Keep rolling that pubic bone up toward the belly button. Lower your right foot right next to your left. Bend both knees. Inhale, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Roll the shoulders, shake it out. And let go. Second side, you can bring those blocks back. Take your hands to your blocks. You're going to step back left foot about 2/3 of the way, 3/4 of the way. It's different for everybody. I really like in pyramid pose this version of it to keep that back heel dropped. Front leg straightens, both hips reach back. So both legs are straight. And then press into the ball mound of your back, your big toe. And like you're just rubbing something out there. And then drop the heel and then move over to the pinky side of the foot. The whole foot is grounded, but we're grounding especially through the outer foot. Front foot is straight, the big toe mound's pressing, the torso gets really long here. I would much rather see a beautiful neutral spine than a rounded back touching my nose to my knee. Maybe walk the blocks forward just a little. Even this right here is just so awesome for the posture, for your spine. Deep breath. When you're here, that's enough to bend the front knee, lift off the back heel, walk your blocks forward. Maybe you're here in this kind of almost a one-legged squat, which is working that front leg a whole bunch, or you purposefully stand into that right foot, right leg, lift the left. Hold here. Watch for that tension in the head, neck, shoulders, and lower that leg down. Whew. Bend both knees. Take it up, everybody. Exhale your hands to your heart. Roll those shoulders back. Shake all that out. Good. How's everybody feeling? All right, come on to the front of your mat. We're going to start to take it down a little bit. Just make sure your props are all where you can kind of get to them, your blocks, your pillows, your blanket, whatever it is you've got. You'll use some, all, or none of those through these next few. So we're going to start super easy. I just want you to come into a forward fold. Now, your forward fold might be different from someone else's, right? Maybe you don't come down as deeply. You can use your blocks here to maintain a more neutral spine. You can set your blocks aside and let your fingertips come to the floor. If you're comfortable, close your eyes, tap into your feet. Are you feeling the solidness of the feet on the floor and all four corners are touching, right? What's happening in the heel of your foot? What's happening at the pinky and big toe sides? Can you find your breath here? And then bend the knees a bunch. Step back to downward facing dog. Hold here. Down dog is an interesting pose for especially beginning yogis. It's a ton of work. If you have a shoulder injury or foot injury, this can be a bunch of work. For some, it becomes a resting pose, much like child's pose. Let the head hang between the arms. Keep the upper back engaged. Keep a softness to the back knees. Find your breath, everybody. Come out at any point if this is too much. We're going to be here just a little bit longer, working with our upper body strength, our endurance. Inhale to your tippy toes. Exhale, lower down to your knees. Woo, we're happy for that. And come on back to a seat. Oh, I'm telling you. All right, so grab your strap, everybody. If you have a blanket and would like to sit on your blanket just for this little bit, that can be a really nice thing. You don't have to. If it throws your hips off, then don't worry about it. We're going to start in Janu Sirsasana. So taking, if I'm mirroring here, it would be your right leg. And then make sure that your opposite knee is cushioned. I say this every class, that if your knee is up here, that's a tremendous amount of strain on the hip in order to hold it there while you're trying to do a forward fold, right? Does not really benefit you. So maybe we take the block here or even higher. So trust your body here. Move the flesh out from the sit bones. Engage that leg. If your knee is too bent, take it forward, right? Trust and take care of your body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the arms forward, but then grab your strap and wrap it around your foot. And try to square the foot into the strap, which for almost all of us means our big toe mound has to go out and our pinky side has to roll in a little bit, right? As we try to square that foot. Take the strap, pull on it, and pull the elbows back, pull the shoulders back, and hold. This is not a yin pose, right? It's super, super active. Good. Breathe as you reach the shoulders back, as you tone the belly, as you find that. And then start to release it a little more yin-ish, right? We take the torso forward, strap or no strap. That's going to be up to you. Depending on your hamstrings, the hands come forward. Still, the shoulders come back. And we breathe. And we start to soften, right? So Janu is mostly, my understanding, a hamstring stretch, right? The back of that leg is stretching. In yin, we would just start to round and drop the head. I'm not a fan of coming too far out of alignment. So I would stay up a little bit more neutral, but then just soften it a little bit. Like, don't strive so much. Just be willing to hold, maybe close the eyes, maybe experience the hamstring stretch and where it happens to be stretching. Your Janu could be straight up, right? That is still Janu Sirsasana. It is still this beautiful one leg forward fold, but it is not straining or hurting something. Just breathe. If you have the flexibility to come closer to elbows, feel free to do that. Deep breath. Good. Press into your hands wherever you are. Slide back, roll the shoulders back, lift that knee, shake all that out. Good. Maybe windshield wiper your feet. And then switch to the other side. So again, cushioning the knee as you need to, move the flesh out from the sit bones. Just feel yourself kind of nice and even, right? Nice and square, nice and even. Have your strap nearby. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Plant your hands wherever they may go. Start to draw the shoulders back. Grab your strap, take it around your foot. See if you can square the foot. It's a really odd thing to me that if I just left to my own devices, I turn that in a little bit. And then I think about how we sleep and how the foot kind of turns in a little bit. So we want to stretch that inner ankle when we can. So pull the strap back, resist with your foot, draw the shoulders back, squeeze through the core. That's it. Just opening up everything. Right? Balance is finding both ways. So here we are more upright, working with those back muscles, and then slowly we take it forward, maybe with the strap, maybe without the strap, still drawing the shoulders wide so we can resist that forward rounded shoulder. And then we wait, then we get curious. We think about the quote that I read this morning that when we have this fundamental shape of the pose, it doesn't matter if your nose is touching your knee or you are straight up and down. You have the fundamental shape of the pose. And finding what is best for your body is the wisdom in yoga. That's it. Just hang out. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you tap into the breath a little more. Maybe you notice the difference one side to the other side. And press into your hands, everybody. Reach it back. Ooh, release that leg, that foot. Shake it out. My legs are just glowing in the light. Good. Shake all that out. Good. So if you've got your blanket there, just sit up on the blanket. Maybe you grab both of your blocks and just place them in front of you. taking the soles of the feet together. Now, the difference here, yin to yang, right? My heels are not up here by the groin, they are out more in a diamond pattern. I do want my folks out there with low back stuff to be particularly mindful of any of these forward folds. So the blocks can come in front of you and maybe they're up nice and high. And you can just place your forearms on those thighs. That might not be good for you. That might be too deep, those inner thighs stretching. So then you would put your hands on your blocks and just soften the shoulders and allow those legs to release. A final option here is blocks under thighs because it is just too much, too deep, no matter what. Okay. So we just pause. We find the level that works. Maybe the blocks are down at second level. We soften the shoulders. We feel that anterior tilt of the pelvis. Breathe. The head is somewhat neutral. Try not to drop the head, neck down. You could take a block or two blocks if your thighs are open enough and you just let your forehead rest on the blocks so that the neck stays neutral, but we're not straining. Deep breath, everybody. As we exhale longer, we calm our bodies down. We move into that parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calm, the rest and digest. Deep breath. Wherever you are, I want you to press into your hands and lift, and then walk those hands back. Ooh. Take both hands to the outer knees and pull the knees in. Wrap your arms around and hold. From here, isometrically, just push your knees out into your arms and then release it. So we're just doing a little counter pose here to the Baddha Konasana. So push out against your arms and release. One more time, just push and release. Step both feet forward, take them wide. If you're on a blanket, you might have to come off of it just for ease. And and move all your props out of the way and windshield wiper. Ooh, that's a lot. You know, it's an amazing thing if you do either one of those two poses and don't hold it as long. It's an amazing thing to me that it can feel completely different. All right, last one. And back to center, straighten the legs, just shake those out. All right, so we're going to come into a twist, a reclining twist, and I'm going to show two options depending on what you have in the way of props. If you have a bolster, I would take your bolster and it's going to be right to the side of a hip, right? Have your blanket nearby and then you're going to bend your knees. So maybe your blanket, if your knees are off your mat, maybe your blanket goes under the knees, or maybe it goes between the knees. So you've got the bolster to one side of your hip, and then you're going to turn toward the bolster. And you're going to gaze at it, right? And go, oh, I love my bolster, or I love my blanket. And as your body allows, you're going to lower down. So your second option, if you don't have a bolster, it's like, who has a bolster? You're going to grab your two blocks. If you're at bolster, go down, hang out. This should feel good. You're going to take both of your blocks, one in front of the other long ways, put your blanket over that. Same thing, coming down and resting. Your head can be neutral. It can be turned to one side. I prefer the head to be bent to the side, same side as your knees, so so that you don't strain your neck. Just get comfortable. Just go. Oh yeah, I could hang out here for a while. The chest is resting on your blocks or your bolster. Find our breath. Just soften here. Soften the shoulders. Soften the legs. When you're ready, I want you to put both hands on either side of your bolster or your blocks and blanket and push yourself all the way up. Ah. If the legs are still bent, go ahead and keep them that way. Take the furthest away from the bolster arm and stretch up and over. And release. All right, turn your bolster around or your body around or your blocks and blanket. You're going to sit to the side of that bolster. You're going to go ahead and allow the knees to bend. Maybe they're fully stacked. Maybe they're just shifted a little bit one away from the other. And then purposefully turn your body toward that bolster. And feel that, right? That in and of itself is a twist. And then maybe the hands walk down. Maybe your belly and chest can rest on your bolster. Shoulders are soft. And when we slow things down like this in yoga class, it is a chance for you to restore your body, to fill your cup up a little bit. So see if you can find that instead of your to-do list or what you have to do later. Try to let that go. Just breathe. Start to release one hand on either side of your props. Push all the way up. If you can, just keep those legs the way they are. Reach with the furthest away hand from your bolster and stretch the other arm up. And release, everybody. All right, so either your bolster or blanket. Okay, so if you're using your bolster, it's going to go basically, we're coming into Sphinx pose. So this bolster is going to tuck down toward the belly button, down toward the pubic bone. Same thing if you're going to use a blanket instead, you're just going to roll that blanket into three and place it underneath the low belly and ribs. So Sphinx pose is kind of interesting. You can also have a block nearby. For some, this bolster is going to be too much, too high. So you would put the blanket there instead. What this bolster or blanket is doing is just kind of supporting, right? Those low ribs, that upper belly, so that you can sink in without coming too far out of alignment. If you have a block and want to use it, same thing. You're just going to let the forehead rest on your block so that you don't have to even hold your head up. And then allow this pose to sink in. The bolster for me is almost lifting the belly up a little bit, like the whole belly flesh up a little bit, creating more space through the low belly and the low back. Nice deep breath here. If this is painful, if your lower back is asking for you not to do this, I would take the bolster out to start and just come in lower. You can also use your hands for your forehead instead of a block. Deep breath. Releasing this pose, again, if it is okay, I just want you to drop all the way over your bolster. So let your forearms come to the floor, your head rests on your arms. We breathe. Release. Come on up. Choices. One, we're doing Sphinx for one more round, or two, you're going to take that same bolster or blanket and you're going to put it under the hips instead, and you're going to move into a supported, really an upward facing dog. But again, it's heavy and the hips are supported. There you go, Brittany. Right? So it's kind of low, low pelvis and the top end of your thighs. The shoulders are soft. Again, this should have zero pain in your back. Breathe. And wherever you are, lower. So Sphinx or that up dog version, just lay over your bolster, lay over your blanket. And release. If it is comfortable for your body, you're just going to sink right back to child's pose. You can use this bolster for your upper body, your head, whatever feels good.
Allow your back to stretch. Remember that you are filling up your own cup here. And release. All right. So, in keeping with yin, we are going to do a lovely long shavasana of choice. And here would be my first suggestion. If you happen to have a bolster and some blocks, I would take at least one block and place it under the head of your bolster. If not one block, then two blocks, both of them sideways to support the bolster and to get your head up a little bit. Okay. So it's individual for everybody, but you can do it that way. If you don't have a bolster, I would take your blanket for the same reason. I would go a little longer with your blanket, give it a three-fold. Your head is supported, your back is supported. You can take the tailbone off. Now, if you are doing the bolster version and you have a blanket, you can take that blanket underneath your knees, right? So less back bend and more um, restorative kind of chest opener, I suppose. So I don't have this bolster right against my sacrum. It's more at the lower ribs so that my low back is still plenty long. The shoulders can fall off the sides. Whew. The arms are down. Right now, I'm sitting in a little cross leg with my knees on the blanket. That feels really nice. But once again, this is your time to fill your cup up, to allow your body to create some balance. So perhaps the legs are straight instead of bent. Perhaps you are not on bolster and both blocks are underneath your knees, right? Where is it for you? What feels good in your body? And we can shift. We're going to be here for a little bit. We allow the chest to open. We allow the shoulders to drop. Closing the eyes. How often do we sacrifice our own well being because our to do list is too long? Feel your breath soften. Feel your jaw soften. If your legs are crossed, perhaps you straighten them. If your upper body is up and it isn't feeling marvelous, perhaps you lower your upper body down. Find yourself in this present moment. One more minute here. Wherever you are, if your legs are not straight, go ahead and straighten the legs and just windshield wiper those feet a little. Maybe the arms go overhead and you stretch out and then bend your knees. Be very, very careful depending on what variation you chose. Ideally, roll to one side, go easy. Don't fall. Take a moment here in seedling pose, fetal pose, and then press up all the way. Find a seat. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale to your heart. Soften the shoulders. Allow the thumbs to rest at your heart. Bow to your own inner wisdom and strength, the ability to discern what your body needs and to honor that process. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks so much for coming to class.